So, you know how people toss around the phrase, just think positive, like it's some magic pill? I've always wondered, does that actually have substance? Or is it just something people say when they don't have real advice?
I totally get being skeptical, but it turns out there's actual science behind it. Positive thinking can literally reshape the way our brains respond to stress. Its wild, simple mindset shifts can influence our biology, not just our mood.
Wow, that's not what I expected. So it's more than just pep talk. Did you ever have a moment where positive thinking made a real difference for you?
Oh, for sure. When I was stuck in a career rut, just shifting how I looked at setbacks from seeing them as failures to seeing them as learning curves gave me energy to keep trying. It wasn't overnight, but the shift was real.
That's surprisingly relatable. I guess I always wrote it off as motivational fluff, but your story makes it feel way more grounded. Let's get into the flip side for a second. I read somewhere that our brains are wired to notice the negative more than the positive. Is that true, or just another myth floating around?
It's actually a thing neuroscientists call it the negativity bias. Our brains evolved to pay more attention to threats because survival depended on noticing danger. So we have to work a little harder to focus on the good.
That explains so much about those nights I can't stop replaying awkward conversations in my head. So, positive thinking is like retraining my brain to notice other stuff?
Exactly. It's about building new habits, kind of like mental weightlifting. With practice, you can start to tip the scale away from that negativity default.
Okay, I love the idea of mental weightlifting. But what does that actually look like day to day? I'm guessing it's not just slapping on a smile, right?
Not at all. It can be as simple as writing down 3 good things that happened before bed, or pausing for a second when something good happens, just to really feel it. The small stuff matters way more than people think.
I can see that. I started jotting down things I'm grateful for in the Notes app, and honestly, it does something. Even on rough days, there's always a coffee or a song or something that stands out.
That's exactly it. Consistency is the secret ingredient. Over time, those tiny moments start to stack up, and your brain gets better at noticing the good without so much effort.
That actually reminds me, some people hear positive thinking and immediately picture fake cheer or denial. How do you respond to that kind of pushback?
I hear that a lot. Positive thinking isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything's perfect. It's facing challenges honestly, but choosing to look for what you can learn or how you can grow, even when things are tough.
So it's not like everything's fine, but more like, this is hard, but I'll get through it?
Exactly. It's about hope and resilience, not denial. Sometimes just believing things can improve is enough to help you take the next step.
I've noticed when people are genuinely optimistic, they seem to bounce back from setbacks way faster. Is that just personality, or can anyone build that kind of resilience?
Great observation. Some people are naturally more resilient, but anyone can develop it. When you lean into positive thinking, it's like giving yourself a toolkit for those inevitable rough patches. You recover faster because you believe it's possible.
That's reassuring to hear. So, learning to see a silver lining isn't just wishful thinking, it's building a muscle for tough times.
Absolutely. Over time, the more you practice, the more natural it feels to get back up after a setback instead of staying stuck.
Funny you say that my inner voice can be brutal sometimes. How much does that self-talk really shape the way we see ourselves and what we do?
It matters so much more than people think. The stories we repeat in our heads set the tone for how we treat ourselves. If you're always calling yourself a failure, you'll start believing it. But if you shift that script, your outlook changes too.
That rings true. I've tried swapping out harsh self-criticism for something more forgiving, and it feels weird at first, but also kind of freeing.
It's awkward in the beginning, for sure. But over time, your brain adapts, almost like getting used to a new pair of shoes. Eventually, it feels right.
I keep noticing that when I'm in a good mindset, my interactions with friends and coworkers are way smoother. Does positive thinking really ripple out to the people around us?
It absolutely does. Positivity is surprisingly contagious. When you show up with optimism or gratitude, it can shift the whole mood of a room. People pick up on that energy.
So being positive isn't just for me, it's kind of a community thing too?
Exactly. The way you approach challenges or setbacks influences how others see their own. It's like emotional dominoes. We're wired to mirror what we see.
It's easy to be positive when things are going well. But what about when life really throws you a curveball? How do you keep that optimism from slipping away?
That's the million-dollar question. When things go sideways, I try to let myself feel disappointed or frustrated first, no skipping that part. But then, I look for one thing I can control, or one small positive step I can take, even if it's tiny.
I like that approach. Sometimes I just need to let myself have a rough day, but knowing I can still find a glimmer of something good helps me not spiral.
Totally. Optimism isn't about avoiding pain, it's about not letting it have the last word. We get to choose what comes next.
That actually makes me think, are there times when positive thinking just isn't enough? Like situations where you need more than just mindset shifts?
Absolutely. Sometimes life gets heavy enough that self-help just can't cut it. That's when it's not only okay, but important to seek outside support, whether that's friends, therapy, or whatever helps you cope.
I'm glad you said that. There's so much pressure to just stay positive. But some stuff really does need extra help.
For sure. Giving yourself permission to ask for help is actually a form of positive thinking. It's believing things can get better, even if you can't do it alone.
All right, let's wrap up with something actionable. If someone wanted to start bringing more positive thinking into their day, what's a good first step they could try tomorrow morning?
Love that. One of my favorites is setting a simple intention before you even get out of bed, like deciding to notice one thing that makes you smile. It primes your brain to look for the good.
That feels doable. I might even try leaving myself a sticky note on the mirror as a reminder.
That's perfect. Visible cues make it easier to stick with new habits. And if you miss a day, just start again. Positivity isn't all or nothing.